Hello everyone. In this lecture we will discuss about process in VHDL. So the very basic thing is nothing but what is a process in VHDL. So basically what's a process? In many of previous lecture you have seen that we use process in programming. So what is process? Why we use process? All these things we will be discussed in this lecture today. So first thing is that process is nothing but a keyword used in VHDL programming language. And the next thing is it is only used in behavioral description model style like structural modeling, data flow modeling, gate level model and then behavioral modeling. Okay, so these are the different programming styles. Among these all, we use process only in behavioral style of modeling. We never use it in gate level structural or data flow or any other style of modeling. Okay, the next thing is inside a process there are statements which are executed and some components are defined inside a process. Okay, so we define switch case for loop, we define AND case and so many. So statements present within a process are executed sequentially. So statements are defined here and components can be defined inside a process, but all these statements are executed sequentially. Okay, so process is a keyword which is used only in behavioral style of modeling. In that we use different statements like sequential statement, loop, case statement, etc. Okay, now the next thing is statements present within a process are executed sequentially, means one by one statements are executed. So I will tell you this complete with an example. So next thing, what does this process do? Whenever you are executing a code, then at the time this process gets breakdown. There may be one process in one program or there may be many processes in one program. Okay, so all the process will be executed at a time, that means concurrently or parallelly. Okay, are you understanding my point? That means that process wake up at the same time and then they will be running simultaneously. Okay, so the point is that all the statements in a process are executed sequentially, that is one by one, but all the process in VHDL are executed concurrently, that is parallelly. So if you have 10 processes in your program, then all the process runs parallelly. Then next point is that as statements within a process are evaluated and executed sequentially. So these are the two things that what the process does in a VHDL language. So let us see an example with a single process statement, and we will have a double statement example also. So example 1. So this is the code. Here we are written, for example, A and B or D and C. Okay, after begin you can see that G is assigned to A and B or D and E. Okay, so A and B and then OR operation is done with D and E. Okay, so there is only one process in a code and each statement executed sequentially. It means that first this G equals to A and B will be executed and then D and V will be executed, and after that OR operation between these two will be executed. Okay, so look at this logic circuit. First A and B, output of A and B is C. Okay, so first this will be executed, then D and E. Now output of that AND circuit is F. Okay, then this will be executed and then OR operation between C and F will be executed and the result is D. Okay, so this is the logic circuit diagram for this process, and that's the reason why I have not written C and F. Okay, because we are performing OR operation directly on these two AND gates and we are getting result G. Okay, but in a large program or in a complex logic circuit where we are going to use 2 or 3 or more processes, that time every one process have to run parallelly, because if I have an adder, subtractor and the result of addition operation by using adder and subtraction operation by using subtractor should be divided. Okay, first I have an adder and I have a subtractor. Okay, now the result of adding operation and the result of subtraction operation must be divided. Okay, then I can't wait for process to be executed sequentially. It means that I need to wait for addition operation to be done, then I need to wait for subtraction operation to be done, and then my division operation will be executed. Okay, you are understanding my point? So if I have 3 to 4 statements in a single process, then one by one it will be executed. Okay, that means you are taking lot of time, or in simple terms we can say that your delay is increasing. Okay, so if I do this thing parallelly, or if I execute all these statements parallelly, let us take second example. So here are two process. So here I have one process ending up, look here, here I have one process and here I have another process. Okay, so I have two processes. So these two processes will execute at a time. So when clock event and clock is equals to 1, okay, this will be executed. Okay, so if we have two D flip-flop registers, these two should be done at a time. Okay, when clock event and clock is equals to 1, this will be executed and also this will be executed. It means that these two processes must be executed concurrently or parallelly. Okay, so value should be inserted at a time in a register. So it should not be like that first register will be filled and then second register will be filled and then third and fourth and like that. Okay, so I don't want sequential execution, so it takes lots of time to fill that register. Okay, it means that it takes lots of time to fill q and q1 and q2, these two registers, if I am performing sequential operation. Okay, so I want all the registers to be filled with a value at a time. So what will I do? I will write one number or number of time in a single code, and then this is the reason for writing process in a code. It means that here I am writing process two times in a single code. Okay, first time I am writing my process here, second time I am writing my process here. Okay, single process I write two times. It means that these two process will executed concurrently or at the same time. Okay, so I don't have to wait for the completion of process 1 and then I can start the process 2. These two process will be executed at the same time. Okay, so this is the difference between sequential statement execution and concurrent statement execution. Okay, generally processes executed sequentially, but when there are one or more statements in a process or one or more process in VHDL code, okay, it takes a longer time to be executed, delay is increasing. That's why we use number of process in a single code that will be executed concurrently. Then next, this is all about the process. I hope you all understand what is process, how they execute sequentially, when they execute parallelly. I hope you all understand this concept. Okay, so in the next part we will see sequential statements. Okay, so we will start with the first type of statement. Basically there are two types of statements, sequential statement and concurrent statement. Okay, so we start with the sequential statements and then we will see what are the different types of sequential statements in VHDL. Okay, so the statements which are executed one after another, that is in a sequence, are called as sequential statements. Okay, so in this topic we have seen concurrent statement, that is statements which are executed parallelly. Okay, that means they have no sequence, but anything having sequence called as sequential statements. Okay, now how to declare these statements? Okay, these statements are written inside a process. Okay, so now in case of process, we generally define a keyword process. Okay, because process is a keyword in a bracket, formal parameters including list of inputs. We have seen in the previous lectures when we have written number of programs by using data flow model and behavioral style of modeling. We used to write process, and inside the bracket we used to write number of inputs, number of changing inputs. Okay, these changing inputs are also called as sensitivity list. Okay, so what is the syntax of process? First, process keyword, then in a bracket includes list of inputs. Okay, so definition is the statements which are written inside a architecture. We always written process inside a architecture are called as process. Okay, also VHDL uses construct as we are defined as process to separate sequential statements from concurrent statements. Okay, VHDL uses construct which is known as process. Why we use this construct? To separate sequential statements from concurrent ones. Okay, so when we return process in a VHDL code, they are executed concurrently, or they are executed when there are number of statements, they are executed sequentially. Okay, so to differentiate between sequential statement and concurrent statement, we use construct process. When we use process single time, it means that it will execute it sequentially. When we return process number of times, that time it will execute it concurrently. Okay, so let us overlook different types of sequential statements. Okay, so here we have wait statement, if else statement, case statement, loop, next, exits, return and null statement. Okay, so these are all the examples of sequential statement, or we can say that these are all the subtypes of sequential statements. Okay, so out of this statement, as per as VHDL terminals considered, mostly we use if statement, case statement, loop and exit statement. Okay, so let us see them one by one. So we start with the wait statement. Okay, so what it does? In simply, it delays the operation for a certain amount of time. That indicate wait statement. Okay, so how we will define this? Just look at the syntax. Now syntax is like this: wait keyword, then inside a bracket there is a sensitivity clause and conditional clause. Okay, just then we will see example on wait statement. Okay, now here I return this statement wait. Just look at this statement, look at the example. Here I return keyword wait, then sensitivity clause is until. Okay, because syntax is what? Wait, then sensitivity clause and then conditional clause. Okay, so here keyword is wait, sensitivity clause is until, and your conditional clause is clock. Okay, so what does it means? It means that until and unless clock becomes 1, all the operations will be suspended. Okay, so in this way we can define wait statement. Okay, so we know that clock pulse has two types. It can be positive pulse or negative pulse, and transitions will be from 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. So in this case we can use the wait statement. Similarly, second example, a second statement, we have written sensitivity, or sensitivity clause here is for, and conditional clause is 10 nanosecond. It means that for first 10 nanosecond operation will be suspended. Okay, so in this way one can define wait statements. Now next is if else statement. Okay, now directly we will see the structure. It is given as, if we will write the condition. Okay, here I am writing condition. If we will write the condition and then sequence of statements. Okay, this is sequence of statements. Now if the first statement or first condition is not satisfied, then we will go for the second condition. Okay, if this first condition and first sequence is not satisfied, then we will go for the second condition. Okay, that means else if condition 2, and then we have to write next statement. If that condition is not satisfied, we move on to the condition number 3 and so on until the last condition is satisfied. Okay, so it is written as else statement. Okay, last condition is else statement. So until the last condition is satisfied, we have to go on the next statement and then next and so on. Okay, and after that we have to end if clause. So end if. Okay, so this is going to be the structure of defining if statement. So let us take this one example. Okay, now design of 4:1 multiplexer by using if statement. Here we required 4 inputs and 1 output. Okay, now we know that 4:1 multiplexer means it having 4 input and 1 output, and there will be 2 select line. Okay, 4 inputs, we can return in it as 2 raised to the power 2. Okay, this raised to the power 2 means 2 select lines. So 4:1 multiplexer required 2 select line. Okay, so we have to consider it as S0 and S1. These 2 select lines we can consider it as a single variable, that is S. Okay, so when this select line is 0 0, then your output Y will be connected to I0 line. Okay, now we know that there are 4 input lines I0, I1, I2 and I3. If your select line is 0 0, then your output will connect to first input line, that is I0. If your select line is 0 1, then your output will connect to I1 line. If your select line is 1 0, then your output will connect to I2 input line. And if your select line is 1 1, then your output will connect to I3 input line. Okay, now let us see with the help of architecture. Okay, now we know that how to declare a entity for 4:1 multiplexer. Directly we move on to the architecture. So let us begin this. If it is begin, I will write process. Okay, now architecture, then behavioral is a name of architecture of 4:1 mux is name of your entity is. Okay, then begin, we have to write process because we are dealing with sequential statements. Okay, now here we are dealing with sequential statements because we are using process only single time. Okay, so here we are dealing with sequential statements. So in case of process, if we have 4 inputs, that is I0, I1, I2 and I3, and one select line, that is S. Basically there are 2 select lines, but we can declare them as single variable, that is S. Okay, and then again begin, and now we will write the conditions. If, okay, now the first condition is what? If select line is equals to 0 0, then output Y will be connected to I0 line. If this condition is satisfied, our output will be connected to I0 line. But if this condition is not satisfied, then we will go for the next condition. Okay, and then next until the last condition will be satisfied. Okay, so if all these 3 conditions are not satisfied, then we will move on to the else part, that is your output line Y will be connected to input line I3. Okay, so in this way one can define if statements. Okay, now we will close the loop, that means end if, then we will end process and then end architecture. Now let us take overlook on case statement. Now again in case of multiplexer, demultiplexer, there are select line plays a vital role. Okay, in multiplexer, demultiplexer, encoder and decoder, select line plays a vital role because by using select line we can define our inputs and outputs. Okay, so we can model them by using case statement. The syntax is case name. Okay, now here case name is case expression is. Instead of select line, we are adding cases. Okay, now or we can say that instead of if statement, here we are using cases. Okay, now we have first condition. Now first condition is satisfied, we will write sequential statement. Okay, so when choice 1 is satisfied, then we will write sequential statement. Then second choice is considered, we will write sequential statement, and it will be continued until the last condition is satisfied. Okay, so finally we end the case statement. In case statement, each condition must be satisfied until the last statement. But what happens in if else statement? If first condition is not satisfied, we move on to the second condition. If it is not satisfied, we move on to the third condition and so on until the last condition is satisfied. Okay, so let us come on to the example that we have, that is 4:1 multiplexer. Okay, so instead of if else statement, here I am writing case S. Okay, so this S is a name of case. Is that or it means that we are dealing with the select line, that is S. Now case first, when select line is 0 0. Okay, then your output line Y will be connected to input line I0. Okay, then case number 2, that is when 0 1, Y will be connected to I1. Okay, and this is this will go on up to the last condition is satisfied. Okay, now in most of the cases what happens, by mistake if you put more inputs instead of 2 combination, that time there is one more condition, is that when others condition. Okay, when none of the condition is satisfied, then when others, that is output will be undefined. It means that it is XSXX, that is going to be defined. Then we will end the case, then end the process, and then end architecture. Okay, so when we deal with the combinational circuit in VHDL language, we will see more examples on case statement.